Hi, it's Barb and Gabby again, and we're back at the gifting stump. And I was here a couple of days ago and nothing had changed, and today I come out here and things have been changed. Now keep in mind that there are some fresh elk tracks out here. See, right around this rotten stump there's a lot of elk tracks around here. So there's also a big piece of it there that's been beaten up. So I suppose elk could have been here and done some of this. It's just kind of strange how it is. So let me show you what we got. The garlic that was sprouting and was right there, both of them, they'd been here for quite a while untouched. That's why they're sprouting. Anyway, they're moved over here. This one is still whole, but this one looks like it's just been picked apart. You know, it doesn't look like anything has been eating it. It's just the pieces have been pulled apart. A couple more over there. The grapes don't look like they've been moved at all, completely untouched. And the ball, remember it was sitting down here in this kind of a little groove that it held it good? Well, now the ball is over here on the ground, right there. And the peanut butter, which was also in this little groove right here. See, the rocks are kind of scattered there a little bit too, but you can see under the leaves, this is where the peanut butter was. It's right here. So now the peanut butter is over there. We've got this here. Looks like rain has washed away the handprint. It looks like the whole container has been moved, and something has been working on the salt lick. But that's entirely possibly the elk. But the peanut butter jar, you can see, is probably a good, what, 15 to 20 feet away from the stump. Looks like it's still intact. I don't know if elk would carry a jar that far. Doesn't look like anything's gotten into it. Let's see. Nope. Nothing inside. Well, nothing's gotten inside. But it's still very interesting. And like I said, there's elk tracks all over out here, but would an elk pick up the peanut butter jar and pack it this far? I don't know. And I suppose they could have nosed the ball off the stump, but there's one more thing here. If you look at the rock, you'll notice that the bare side is over here and the mossy side is over there. Well, I'll show you a picture of how it was when I left it, because the rock has been turned around completely and is not even really centered anymore. It's kind of off to the side. So I'll go ahead and take a look inside, see what's going on with the peanuts, and then we're gonna take a little walk and see what else we can find out here. Okay, so I looked in the box and it's been leaking because the peanuts are still there, but it's also full of water. So I put the rock back on the way I found it, and I'm just going to leave it that way until I find something else to bring out here and put in it, and I'll try to do that here in the next couple of days. I put the garlic back over there, and I put the ball back, I put the peanut butter back. But one thing I wanted to point out here is the rocks. You know, there were a few of these that were scattered over this way, but if you remember before, some of these were pressed way down in there last time. And I lifted them back out and kind of made them so that, you know, they still had their little grooves, but they weren't completely pressed down. But now if you look, this one is pressed down, and this one, these ones over here are just like packed way down in there again. And trying to set this one here in place, it doesn't want to go in there at all. So if you look, this whole spot right here has kind of been pushed down and flattened. You can even see where it's come away on the side of the hole for the peanut butter, as though something heavy was sitting here, possibly the rock, or, well, Guess your imagination is as good as mine. But anyway, so yeah, there's something has pressed this down here and pushed a few more of these rocks back down in there. So I thought I'd point that out. I thought it was interesting. So anyway, I'm going to leave it like this until I get some other stuff to bring out here, and we're going to head off and see what else we can find. Okay, so we just came from the gifting stump, and we're on our way up to the apology stump. And if you remember last week or the week before, there was right over here, we found the stick stuck in the ground, and one hung up in the tree, another one crossed the trail. Well, now we've got this. You can see how it's pretty tall. It's got the big end up in the air, little end down on the ground. And it's just kind of hung up on a little notch in the tree right there. Now also notice that that end of it is kind of bent and bigger around than the rest. That tells me that that end of it actually grew out of the ground. So it didn't just fall out of one of these trees up here. Now that tree was probably laying on the ground dead for a while, because if you look over here, this looks like it's got some kind of mushrooms or fungus or something growing there, but it's like it's been rubbed really smooth. Very smooth. Kind of strange, huh? It's also got a couple of little bumps and dings in it. And if you look over here, there's a kind of a little notch on this stump here too. So maybe it bounced off of that in the process of getting it up there. Now that's probably at least 12 feet off the ground where that's hung up there. Pretty cool, huh?